Hey there, you lovely ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mings, and today I'm checking out a user-submitted replay of Days of Ruin. This one was sent to me at mangsawbwreplays@gmail.com. I guess Advanced Wars by Web Replays doesn't really make sense since this is from Tiny Wars, but who cares? It's the mail I'm using. So, the reason I chose this game in particular is because this game has two things that I've been wanting to showcase for a while. It has Greyfield and naval combat, and it also has one thing that I really wanted to bring up to you guys. You see, Tiny Wars has done something a little bit controversial. It has actually included custom COs. This is something that Advanced Wars by Web would never do in a million years. They're remaining incredibly pure and faithful to the cartridge experience. But Tiny Wars was like, nah, you know what? The cast of Days of Ruin is so small, and we want more CO variety. And thus, they actually gave us quite a good handful of unique COs. I think there's like almost 8 or 9 of them in total. One of them is Cassie. I actually think this girl shows up in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think she actually does pop up in like a few cutscenes. She may even be name dropped as Cassie. I don't remember. Someone who remembers the campaign better might be able to correct me on this. So what is the deal with Cassie? Well, she has a pretty small CO zone of 2. That is the same as Will, I believe. And it's a pretty generic boost for her CO zone. It's 20% firepower, 10% defense. But every single unit in her CO zone that lands a killing blow gets 1 additional promotion. So that means that if a unpromoted unit lands a kill, it'll jump straight to level 2. And if a unit is already at level 1, it'll jump straight to level 3, which is a pretty big deal, because a level 3 unit has a massive 20% boost to its firepower and defense. It's a very valuable thing to reach. Your unit will be very strong at that point. Cass's power is even more interesting. She just ranks up every single unit on the map by 1 globally when she pops it. So boom, every unit that is unranked is now level 1. Every level 1 unit is now level 2. Every level 2 unit is now level 3. It gives her a massive power spike that lasts throughout the entire game, because her entire army will promote. So it's a very unique CO, and yeah, we're going to take a look at her now. I would like to ask you guys, do you actually like custom COs on Tiny Wars? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think it kind of deviates away from the spirit of the game? I'd love to hear your comments below. Now, even more interestingly, Greyfield over here, as you can see there's a little plus on his name. That means that he has been buffed from his cartridge version. Greyfield, probably one of the worst COs in original Days of Ruin. I think he's pretty much bottom tier. He was not very good at all. He was, of course, a naval unit copter seaplane specialist, which, yeah, that should already tell you what you need to know. But in this side, he is buffed. First and foremost, his boarding cost is actually lower than that of other COs at 30%. Boarding cost is, of course, the price you pay whenever you load your CO into a unit. It is based on the base price of the unit. This means, of course, if you want to load Greyfield into a battleship, you're going to have to pay a lot of money. But this 30%, as opposed to other COs 50%, means that it's a little cheaper for Greyfield to do that. You're still going to have to pay a pretty hefty sum to load it into a battleship or carrier, but at least Greyfield can do it a little cheaper than others, which is nice. He also has a CO zone of 3, so it's pretty big. And his CO zone gives a standard boost of 10% firepower and defense to all units, like every other CO zone in the game. However, naval units, seaplanes, and battlecopters gets 10% firepower and an astounding 40% extra defense. So Greyfield is a very defensive CO. His naval units are almost impossible to kill when they're within his CO zone. And of course, in the original game, his CO power was probably one of the worst ever. Like, it only restored fuel and ammo, as well as building materials to rigs, carriers. I think those are the only 2 units that use building materials. But on Tiny Wars, his CO power is actually a lot better. He can use temporary airports and seaports to deploy unweighted naval and air units, including seaplanes, by the way. Including seaplanes. Seaplanes are really strong, by the way. They're incredibly good. They're like 15k fighters and bombers combined into 1 unit. They have very low fuel and ammo, but they're incredibly good. So you as Greyfield can get a bunch of temporary airports and seaports on the map. You can actually use those to spam units if you have the money for them. You can spam battlecopters out. Very interesting. So Greyfield is quite the different CO on this side compared to what you may be used to. So that's the reason I wanted to show you this game. A modified base CO and a completely remade CO, or a completely made up CO that we've never seen before. Do you guys like this? Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, quick look at the players. Pee pee poo poo. 13 ranking in the world, so I mean it's a small player base, to be honest, so that this is less impressive than it would be on Advanced Source by Web, but still a competent player. And he's up against Slobodan, who's the 28th ranked player. So definitely not noobs here. Not like World Championship material, but definitely not noobs either. I would say maybe like a mid to upper level skill match. And the map that we're on right now, I'm sorry I forgot the name of it, but it is a very naval-oriented map. You see all these bridges right here? Well, in Days of Ruin, ships can move through bridges. So battleships are immensely strong on this map because they can actually move all over here. They can't move on shoals, but they can move through bridges. So if you can get battleships into the center of this map, you are going to absolutely dominate your opponent. So I'm very excited to see a naval-oriented map. We also have pre-deployed landers, which I really like here. So you can use those landers to reach some of the islands on the sides here. You got HQs right here, you got comm towers. This map pretty much has it all. I do believe that, yeah, there's airports as well. So we're going to see both naval and air units together. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I say we start the match. Pee pee poo poo. I can't believe this guy's name is Pee pee poo poo. So yeah, you get to hear Cass's own CO theme. Of course, it's going to be interrupted here in the early stages of the match, but kind of cool that Tiny Wars actually made unique custom songs. I hope they're not copyrighted. So, already you can see Pee Pee Poo Poo using the lander to transport the bike. This lander is very important. You want to use it to improve your capture game. Now, one important thing to note about transport units in Tiny Wars is boosting is not a thing here. In Advanced Wars by Web, you can boost, which means you can load a unit in and load it out in the same turn. You cannot do that here. Well, you can load it in and load it out in the same turn, but you can't do it multiple times with like one transport unit. So, as I've messed up several times trying to boost on Tiny Wars, realizing that, oh my god, this is like an Advanced Wars by Web thing, which is a bit annoying. Slobodan going for the comm tower immediately, and so does Pee Pee Poo Poo, so I'm guessing both of them... Do they give income in this game? They do! Right, they do! Yeah, like, I'm always surprised to see, like... Because I've noticed this in a lot of replays, like, a lot of people go for the comm towers immediately, but in Days of Ruin, they actually give income. Not only that, they also give 3 defense stars, which is better than cities, who have 2. They don't repair, obviously, but just the fact that they actually give some income is actually pretty significant. So, Pee Pee Poo Poo here, opening up an artillery. Of course, the Greyfield is around... Oh my god, look at that. Slobodan loads a CO unit into an artillery. Interesting choice there. And opens up a tank. So, already we can see artillery from both players. This is a very narrow map, so I'm not super surprised to see artillery. But of course, if you build battleships, they should be rather strong against artillery. But of course, we're not going to see battleships for quite a while. Yeah, both players are still at 15k income. This is not a high funds match, by the way. Every unit is only worth, or every building is only worth 1k. So yeah, Slobodan coming in here. Positions artillery in the center. We're not going to see naval units for a little bit, but I do expect battleships to show up here. Absolutely. Lots of tanks coming out from Slobodan. Let's see how Pee Pee Poo Poo responds. Goes for the interrupt right here. Unrelated note, by the way, I love Greyfield's team. It is one of my favorites from Days of Ruin. It just sounds so menacing. I love it. Love his design, too. He looks like a... Well, I'm not going to say who he looks like, because, you know, YouTube demonetization and all. So here we can see Cass's powers in full-up motion here. This bike killed an infantry unit, and it jumped straight up to rank 2. So you can see now it gets the 10% offense and defense. So very, very strong. Actually, no, never mind. That was a mistake. You only get 10% firepower at rank 2. You get 20% offense and defense at rank 3. But of course, the whole goal is to get to rank 3 as quickly as possible. I guess Cassie doesn't technically... She gets there a little quicker, I guess. Oh, look at that. Pee Pee Poo Poo goes in here, targets the bikes. And he's also threatening the comm tower, so Slobodan needs to do something about that, lest he wants to lose it. Still no naval units out of either player. Can take a little while for the... Ooh, that artillery got shot. So Slobodan playing pretty well here. I like the artillery. This artillery is very scary. So let's see what PP Poo Poo does here. He is threatening the com tower, and he's gonna... Nah, the bike can still interrupt, I guess. He's being very aggressive. Neither player going for these island properties yet. I guess you would need a T-copter to reach them. PP Poo Poo pulling back here in the center here. Oh, and we already, ladies and gentlemen, we already have our first battleship. So PP Poo Poo hasn't loaded his CO into a unit yet, but I'm assuming he's going to load Greyfield into this. It's going to be pretty expensive for him, even at 30%. But this battleship is going to be a menace. Of course, Days of Ruin battleships can move and fire in the same turn, which is so incredibly good. So let us see what Slobodan does here. Of course, the battleship is an immense investment. He moves away immediately from it. He wants to try and keep some distance between him and the battleship. He also interrupts the comm tower cap. He really doesn't want that to go through. It's a little anti-air here being very cheeky down in the south. But now I'm betting we're going to see the CO load in. Yep, immediately. Ooh, look at this battleship right here. 45% attack, 75% defense. That is insane. This battleship ain't dying. Like, you can build a gunboat. I think gunboats actually do somewhat decent damage to battleships. They do 40. They can only shoot once, though. And of course, with 75% defense, that ain't gonna do anything. But Slobodan does build a bomber, which... Bombers are pretty good against battleships, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 85% base firepower. That will be reduced, though, by 75% defense. So he needs to get some firepower on him if he wants to penetrate this. But still, it's the right choice, building a bomber to counteract the battleship. I probably would build a sub, honestly. Because submarines, I mean, of course, maybe you don't want to draw out naval battle against Greyfield, but I just feel like he can easily, he just built an anti-air, so he's going to try and ward away that bomber. The battleships in Days of Ruin are just so mobile, you know? Like, they can just pull back and shoot. They're incredibly good. But yeah, Slobodan does not want to let his comm tower be taken here. Gunboat moving out. Of course, it's a one-shot wonder. T-copter coming out of Slobodan right now, so he's gonna go down and take these islands, which I agree with. I think PP Poo Poo should do the same thing. And now he's moving his battleship forward, and you can see this Greyfield CO zone is really big. And he has the anti-air here, so if this bomber goes for the battleship, I don't think it's gonna do much, because it is in range. But it's not gonna be, it's gonna be doing like, what, 20% to this battleship, so it's not worth it, because he's gonna get it shot down by this anti-air. So you can see how Greyfield can use this massive defense to just bully his opponent. And yeah, oh, actually, it's a lot more than I thought. 5 HP. Huh. 75%, I guess. So I guess that makes sense. 85 base damage, and then the bomber itself probably has, yeah, it's 5% attack. So this battleship has 70 defense. Seems higher than it should be. Like, 70% defense means that damage should be reduced to almost 1/3. And 1/3 of 85. I guess if your roll is max luck, that would make sense. Maybe there's something about the defense formulation that I don't really know. But this seems high. He did 51 damage in total. So maybe someone in the comment section can explain this one to me. It just seems like it's more damage than he should be doing here. So he's not even within his own CO zone range. It's just a base bomber. So yeah, that's weird, but alright, so that's quite a lot of damage dealt. PP Poo Poo definitely want to pull that ship back for repairs. Yeah, Slobodan going hard here in the north. He's really pushing ahead here, getting so many promotions on his units. He also has his power ready now, so we're probably going to see the Cassie power. It's going to rank up every single unit on the board. So let's see what PP Poo Poo does now. He's going to obviously start by taking out the bomber. And he can probably just keep his battleship here. I mean, it's still going to do pretty decent. Oh my god, 1 HP left. 1 HP left. Can he still get it? Can he still get it? I don't think he can. Oh, that was so close. So yeah, we're gonna see the Cassie superpower now. Every single one of these units is gonna gain a promotion, which is gonna be really good. And I'm betting he's just gonna pop. Yeah, he pops it immediately. So yeah, that's a free rank for every single unit on the map. That is nice. That is a nice permanent power boost to your entire army. Basically, you know, it's only a 5% firepower boost, but it sets you up for those later rank 3 promotions, which is really nice. Let's see what Cassie can do here. Sorry, Slobodon. Does quite a lot of damage. Also, one thing to keep in mind, and thing that I don't think I pointed out, is that you also have to keep in mind that day-to-day powers become global during this, so, which means that every kill you get on your unit will instantly rank your units up to 3. So you can see there's a lot of max rank units flying about for Cassie right now. Immediately max tank rank, so very strong power. Like if PP Poo Poo, man, and also is that it? That's a battleship. Yep, that's a battleship. Alright, PP Poo Poo, that was kind of rough. But he still has his commander unit. Let's see what he can do. He also has... I would like to see more battlecopters out of PP Poo Poo, honestly, considering he is Greyfield. I don't think he's built that many. Would love to see him pull his ship back and try to get some battlecopters going here. Also would love to see a rig and some temporary airports, because, again, that's like the whole thing about Greyfield's power is that he can build... You want at least one temporary airport out, so you can spam out those battlecopters during CO powers. So would love to see a rig from PP Poo Poo, but so far he's not willing to commit one. But he centralizes his CO unit, which is good. Oof. That battleship is pretty strong. He's also put his CO unit into it. I think he deleted his artillery. Or he was taken out by that tank, alternatively. So yeah, I would maybe build a submarine now if I was PP Poo Poo. Because that submarine will reach the battleship. It's only a matter of time. So let's see. He is building more battlecopters, PP Poo Poo is, which is good. But he needs a response to this battleship right here. This battleship is a menace. He's attacking it, but yeah, I don't know about that one. He's going to lose his CO unit next turn for sure. And he has his power ready too, which is such a shame. And he's not building submarines. Just tanks at the moment. He needs... I mean, I guess battlecopters can be used against the battleship, but man. Yeah, this CO unit is definitely toast. There we go. He's going to move forward and kill the CO unit. There you go. CO unit is dead, so no Greyfield power at the moment. Slobodon looking to be in a very strong position right now. We are on... What day are we on? Day 16. So, PP Poo Poo is moving forward pretty aggressively here. He actually does have some temporary seaports right here. If he were to prop his power, he's going to load Greyfield into another battleship. Again, I would have liked to see a sub. That's just me. What's kind of interesting about a sub, I think... Actually, I'm not sure about... This is actually something I'm kind of unsure about. If you load your CO into a submarine and you dive it, does your opponent see the CO zone? I actually don't know. Someone needs to tell me about this in the comments. What happens if you load Greyfield into a submarine and dive it? Do you see the zone? That sounds kind of broken if you don't. I mean, I guess you could calculate where it is based on your engagements, but that's something I actually don't know. So, Slobodon is moving forward here. That battleship doesn't look like it's going to die anytime soon. There's one battlecopter that could attack it. Man, that's such a good battleship, man. 2 max rank tanks in the CO zone as well. These guys have 55% defense. Really powerful. We're finally seeing some more battlecopters here. This is what I like to see. I believe Greyfield battlecopters in a CO zone can withstand an anti-air shot. They still take damage, but they can withstand it. this harder. Bomber coming out of Pee Pee Poo Poo here. That's kind of cool. There's one thing that Greyfield can do with these temporary seaports is to pop his power and build gunboats. Use the gunboats as kind of kamikaze pilots. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, Slobodan wants to back off right here. But man, that is a strong front here. Very strong front. Pee Pee Poo Poo does have the income advantage though, quite considerably. 27k to Slobodan's 24k. That might change if he manages to get his hand on some of these properties, but it is worth noting that Pee Pee Poo Poo has a stronger economy, and he hasn't even... Seriously, grab these two properties. Like, it's not too late. I really don't like it when players do this. Like, leaving two properties just uncaptured like that. Invest 5k in a T-copter and get an infantry over to these islands. The T-copter is useful in other ways. It helps transport other infantry units to the front lines. You can use it as a blocker. It's definitely worth it, and it earns itself in very quickly. I don't like leaving two properties unattended for this long. It's a lot of money lost over the course of a game, in my opinion. Duster coming out of Pee Pee Poo Poo right here. I mean, it is an air unit, so it'll get that... Wait, actually, no. I believe it's only Batacopters and seaplanes. Yeah, so not Dusters and Bombers, actually. I hope we see some seaplanes in this game. Yeah, this is a pretty nasty attack right here. Gotta be careful about that bomber, though. Now there's a Duster coming out. Dusters are actually pretty good counter to bombers. They're very cheap, and they still deal quite a lot of damage to them. But Slobodan has his power ready right now, so, oof. That is definitely not nice. I feel like he could have gotten more out of his CO zone this turn. Looking at this attack right here, this battleship's kind of just sitting here. But now the comm tower is under attack once again, so Pee Pee Poo Poo is actually playing pretty solidly. I feel like Cassie seems like a slightly stronger CO. Another battleship right here. I like how he built this before popping the power, so now it's at rank 1. 2 battleships. Seriously, we finally see a rig, by the way, and a T-copter out of Pee Pee Poo Poo on turn 19. Imagine if that came out like 10 turns sooner. It's probably going to build a temporary airport, I think. But this is the second power from Slobodan right here. Oh, that hurts. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this CO seems pretty strong. Like, I'm not going to make any like giant proclamations because I don't know that much about the Days of Ruin metagame, but this is a pretty juiced CO. Like the global promotion seems really powerful. So you see a Duster, 4 HP of damage to a bomber. I mean, it is a CO power bomber, so it does have a lot of defense, but still. So I'm assuming he's going to use the rig to build a temporary seaport or airport somewhere, so he can build those seaplanes if he ever gets his power, which at this point isn't looking super likely. It's a pretty big, pretty long match, 20 turns so far. They are... Slobodan just passed Pee Pee Poo Poo in income. Ooh. Pee Pee Poo Poo almost lost his CO unit. He's got 39 power right now. Don't think he's going to get it. He needs another battleship to merge into his weakened one. But looks like Pee Pee Poo Poo is actually going to take the comm tower, and that's actually pretty big. That's a 5% firepower and defense shift immediately. Like, he takes 5/5/5 away from his opponent and gives himself 5/5. So that is actually pretty significant. No. Capture before you take engagements. There you go. So now... his opponent actually has no firepower and defense boosts, you can see right here, and all of his units have 10% firepower and defense, so it's a small bonus, but it's something that can make a big difference in the long term. Okay, very nice. No, combine them together! I don't know if there's anything in range of this battleship right now, but... maybe he wasn't able to combine them together. Actually, I think bridges might actually slow down ships a little. No, they don't. Actually, it's one movement cost. All right, let's see what Slobodan is able to do here. Needs to be a little careful. He's got 2 very powerful battleships and a bomber, so he's looking to be in pretty good shape. Poo has 53 energy, though. So if you can just keep the CO unit alive and build that temporary airport, he could have a pretty good turn here. And he's finally starting to capture these two properties right here. About time. Alright, he's got a lot of battleships, and he's not combining, though. Oh! Okay! He pops his power. Where did this submarine come from? Oh, he built it in the... Oh my god, he built it in the temporary... Oh! What? Wait, it didn't do that. Wait, what just happened? I kind of want to go back, but I'm kind of worried that I'm going to, like, mess up the replay. What happened there? That was too quick for me to notice. I think he built the submarine from the airport and then, like, attacked? That's crazy, man. Look at the defense on these battleships right now. It's crazy. They're not going to die. So we actually got to see Greyfield's power. I wasn't expecting that. So big power boost from Poo right here. Lots of defense for his naval units this turn and battlecopters. But despite that power, I mean, that was a nice power. And I love the submarine. I really dig the submarine here. I think it killed a battleship. Sorry, sometimes this replay goes by pretty quickly. It's kind of hard to see what's happening. I can't pause it, obviously, but yeah, this sub is doing work right now. It's being kind of blocked off here. I don't know if he's able to get around here. No, he would have to kill this. He would have to kill this bomber first. But no cruiser out of his opponent. Oh, nice, taking out the battleship. This is nice. Another kind of nice thing about Greyfield is, of course, that, you know, he resupplies his submarines and battleships and stuff like that when he pops his power, which is willing. This is a strong comeback from Poo. He's doing really well, actually. Suddenly it looks like Poo is actually kind of ahead now. Like, Slobodon's not looking so great anymore. He is threatening this com tower, which is nice. But Poo is fighting really hard here. Takes out the anti-air. There's a lot of brawling going on in the center right here. It looks like, I think Poo is going for a... Yeah, he's just built a temporary airport right here. He's just built a temporary airport right here. So he has it now. Oh, this lander, like the submarine continues to take down landers. I love it. Oh, I wanted this submarine to come out so long ago. Such a genius move to build it on the temp seaport and just use it to attack. Like, that was a great move. And just look at the submarine right now. It is dealing so much damage. Amazing job right here. And now he loads his CO unit into a tank? Okay. Weird choice, but very, very strange. Another battleship from Poo right here. Man, what a match! Now both players are pushing on the north and south side, but Poo looking to be in a pretty damn good spot right now. This submarine, there's no really response to it unless his opponent wants to build a cruiser. Cruisers are a lot cheaper in Days of Ruin, which is nice to see at 16k, but it's still a pretty considerable investment. This submarine is just going to have a field day, killing off naval units. He can also use it to block on the bridge. Keep this in mind. So, loving this sub right here. Such a cool buy. But let's not count Slobodon out yet. They're both tied roughly in income and unit value. It's still a very even match on turn 25. So this is pretty crazy. Oh, the sub is now going for the harbor lock. You love to see it. 55 fuel. It will burn quite a lot when dived, so might need to see that Greyfield power to resupply it at some point. Well, we'll see. Don't know if I quite like the CO boarding into the tank. I think I would have just liked to see it on a naval unit instead. Like another battleship out of Poo right here. Alright, Slobodon, let's see what you can do right here. Picks out the anti-air. Kills a lot of infantry units here. Getting some nice free promotions on his dudes. Cannot build any naval units, though. He can build a cruiser, I guess. He now spots the sub. Oh, he already spotted it with this infantry. Oh, he's now actually kind of trapped it, so that sub probably ain't getting out of here. But Pee Pee Poo Poo is now moving out with a very scary armada. And he has a rig to supply his units as well, which is very nice to see. Keep in mind, when he pops his power, this rig will get its building materials resupplied, and he can build another temporary. Airport. This temporary airport can spam out seaplanes when he pops his power. Seaplanes are insanely good. So I'm really liking Pee Pee Poo Poo's positioning right here, but this game is anyone to take, really. Duster comes in, but only at 3 HP. Bomber's low on fuel. Actually, no, it's not. Never mind. That's a different. It's low on ammunition. Sorry. So let's see who comes out ahead right here now. Pee Pee Poo Poo's turn. Oh, the cruiser! The cruisers are insane in Days of Ruin, by the way. Look at the damage they deal to bombers. 105 base damage to most aircraft, 120. They are so good. They finally made cruisers viable, guys. And in fact, if I was Slobodan right now, I think a cruiser would be very, very good against that submarine. What a match. This is really a banger match. My goodness. So cool to finally see a proper naval battle in Days of Ruin, man. Really cool map, too. I like it. Alright, Slobodan has his power again, and he's probably going to pop it. He's going to build some units first to promote them. I think that's the idea, at least. No? He doesn't pop his power. Interesting. Maybe he wants to save it for a big push? Because you can't move your unit and pop your power in the same turn, so I'm not really sure why he chose not to there. But maybe he wants to build up his unit counts to maximize the amount of promotions that he gets. Not really sure. Alright, Pee Pee Poo Poo now marching forward. He's capturing properties in the center. He really, really wants to build up that power charge right now. But he doesn't have a CO unit at the moment. He needs to board a new unit in. What unit is he going to board it into? I would love to see this submarine, personally. Oh, there you go. Boom. Ooh, this might hurt. This is scary power right here. Lots of free promotions being earned. Oh, oh my god. Slobodan's going for the HQ. Slobodan is going for the HQ. This could be bad. This could be bad for Pee Pee Poo Poo. The HQ is super exposed. There's so many units rushing the HQ right now. Can Pee Pee Poo Poo even respond in time? He pops his CO unit into the tank just to get something out, but that tank is probably dead. He needs to rush north, man. That HQ is under attack. He comes over, max rank battleship right here. But he doesn't have much in the way of energy so far. I think his HQ is going to be in grave danger. Actually, it looks like he's going to defend it pretty well. But Slobodan's not going to let up. He goes on the attack right now. His units are now over Pee Pee Poo Poo's HQ. There are 2 anti-air here, though. More bombers coming out of Slobodan every single turn. His air force is pretty crazy. I would love to see a carrier out of Pee Pee Poo Poo right now. I know carriers don't have their area of effect ranged attacks, but they can still be used to build seaplanes, which would be pretty damn cool to see. I would delete the CO unit and load Greyfield into a battleship or something, or maybe a cruiser to help deal with the air units. I feel like Pee Pee Poo Poo could have used his CO zone a little bit better here. Kill this, load it into a new one. Get the CO unit in the center of your army where you need it. This CO zone is doing nothing right here. Like, it's so passive. Missiles! Okay. Now I've truly seen it all. Missiles for the defense. Why not? I personally just built... Oh. I guess it was a BM missile. Wow. Pee Pee Poo Poo, man. takes the fight, despite being behind for a large majority of the game. That was a crazy match. Really, really cool match. Thank you so much for submitting it. This was everything I wanted in a Days of Ruin match. It was naval units, air action, lots of CO powers on each side. Crazy back and forth match. Really, really enjoyable. This is, in my opinion, one of Days of Ruin's greatest strengths, is the naval battle, or the naval metagame that it has. You can see that naval units are actually quite powerful once you get the snowball rolling. Like, the battleships are really powerhouse. They're strong powerhouses. Submarines are needed. You even see cruisers. Again, this is why I love Days of Ruin, is I think they did a good job rebalancing naval combat. It's still niche. It's still not seen often. But if the maps allow for it, especially with the bridges working the way they do, you can get some very intense matches. And you know what? I must say it. I actually kind of like the Greyfield rework. Like the temporary airports and seaports incentivizes him to build rigs, which kind of complements his playstyle. Not really sure what I think about Cassie as a CO. I think she seems pretty strong, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear your opinions on this match, as well as Days of Ruin's unique COs and CO rebalances. Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think they should just stay true to the core game? Love to hear what you think. Leave a like and a comment for more Days of Ruin content. My name is Mangs. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.